Huh? Wait, you started again.
Young jungle, man just want to live the life. But the year is start, I want to live when slap the one me on the car seat. The haters want it, but them can't see. Lose for world, but let's say they can't see. Ain't seen the whole army and to me the last time I seen the whole army. Make the money for the party. Rich start me up a grass it. Then we'll find a girl from the project. Make the money get to you. I knew you walk along. When you see a friend be productive, don't grudge it. Just do the same and make the money and help mommy and stop dollars, $1, $1. More dollars, $1, $1. Just dollars, $1, $1. You will say dollars. Can me again dollars you want. $1, $1, $1. $8, $1, $1. $1. The queen thing when I'm here, that's in my dada. Now $30 in a cash fund. The literal dollars got me a half fun. Half a million US, so we go the max fun. Now start the body way, cause me man a gangster. When they dirty money come and show you how to wash it. Abracadabra, like me about magic. Let's stay to me that shit password. I'm a start it in a safe for my stash. All me kids, them catch it. The way we make it to life without traffic. Don't make sense if it don't make profit. House and asset, stage it be 9 facets. Can't mark me a chick, can't buy me coffee. Easy, can't stop it. No JC, put stop me a go copy. Black in celebrate and show them what cash is. Legendary win and show them what matches. No competition, but them have like a machine. Make the money, all the fear and fear from these graphics. Friendly get gangs, beware of these faxes. Flying to paper, just show me what the cash is. $1, $1, $1. More dollars, $1, $1. Just dollars, $1, $1. See you will say dollars. Can me again dollars you want. $1, $1. $8, $1, $1. The queen thing when I'm here, that's in my dada. Them been sleeping for too long. Let the money get to you, no be no nuisance. Put it in a tell me time 2 months. So just listen and love man. If it fail and make sure you lose jump.
Okay, Tina. Hi, welcome to Live Table Talk After Dark. You know, you got your girl Diamond.
You got your boy DJ Black Rolf.
You got your girl Tina.
And it's your boy Ash.
And today we have our special guest who is not yet here. He's running a little behind. It's Tevin Whiteside with his business, Urban Renaissance.
All right, so this week, instead of having alcohol, well, it's still alcohol, but instead of having some hard liquor, we have wine. And this week, we have Cypress Blend Vineyards. It's out of North Carolina, out of Wagram, North Carolina. And it's a sangria. I hope it's good.
Yeah.
We gotta rip it off first before you can do the
Open wine.
I've never seen nobody open wine like that.
Oh, this is fancy, huh?
It's fancy, huh?
You gotta push the button. Let me see.
Can I press the button first? I know how to use it, but I gotta put it over here first, right?
We decided to do wine tonight, guys. Some more hard liquor.
Razzle dazzle.
A little razzle dazzle.
I like that.
You rushing the process.
Gotta wait for it to load.
Alright. Let's see.
I'm not drinking tonight.
Okay, you guys know Black Business of the Week is Urban Renaissance. What can we find him on?
So I put his website on the page. It's under the promo post, and I'll also post it again on a separate bio that I will make for him tomorrow.
Cool.
Y'all get to tasting.
All right, about to taste this wine.
And it's straight out of Wagram, North Carolina, y'all.
Cheers, y'all.
What we cheersing to, y'all? We just cheers. What we cheersing
Urban
to?
Renaissance.
Urban Renaissance, right.
Smells sweet.
Let me smell it.
Oh. That smells like muscadine.
It is muscadine grapes.
I can't.
That don't
It smells
even smell
just like
sangria.
muscadine.
It's muscadine. This is great. You should have some fruit.
Yo, this tastes just like muscat. That's crazy.
It's
I've never had that.
Wait. It's made with
Muscadine
muscadine grapes.
grapes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is some Wagram stuff.
Y'all look quite bougie.
Thank you.
This is really good. It's sweet.
It's sweet.
I love it.
All right, so we're gonna do the post of today of this week. The post is gonna be no man working 40 hours a week wanna come home to Hot Pocket and fruit punch.
Big fat.
And fruit punch, guys.
Yeah, that's fast.
And
So
what
how
did the
y'all-
lady say?
How y'all feel about
Coming home to Hot Pockets and fruit punch?
yeah? How do y'all feel about that?
How would you feel?
I mean, I wouldn't say no damn Hot Pocket. Like, if I don't feel like cooking, we gonna order out. But I ain't about to give you no damn Hot Pocket. You ain't no child. That's what you give a child when they come off the bus.
Damn Hot Pocket.
I ain't gonna hold you. I've come home sometimes and there was nothing, so a Hot Pocket fruit punch probably would be alright. But if I've been working 40 hours a week and come home to a Hot Pocket fruit punch, I'm probably gonna be upset because I've been working hard. I mean, like, I need something to eat.
So
some
they
hot
and then
rolls,
also they were
rice,
saying,
gravy.
so do you expect the woman to right? Do you expect the woman to work 40 hours and come home, cook, clean, take care of the kids and all that other stuff, and you just come home and just expect to receive a meal?
I mean, yeah, I mean,
she busts her ass
But she don't have to
just
cook.
like, but she busts her ass just like you bust your ass. So is that what you expect too?
But she doesn't have to clean or do laundry or none of that every day. Like that's
That is
that's
true.
not an everyday thing.
But we're talking about feeding this person.
Well, yeah, but all right. Look at it this way. Some people work different hours. So, like, let's say you work from 6 to 2, or let's say you work from 9 to 5. It all depends on the hours. So you can probably get a nap in between if you work from 6 to 2 and
Oh, this tastes good.
get up and make a meal. I mean, especially if you got kids too. Like, you're not just cooking for me. What they gonna eat? Hot Pocket fruit punch?
That is true.
That's not nutritious.
Sometimes. Sometimes those kids. Right. We're gonna
Like hot dogs.
It's gonna work today.
I don't feel
Sometimes,
like it.
especially if I'm tired, like Wednesdays, since we got a lot of stuff going on Wednesdays, and we got podcasts. Oh, Hot Pocket. Or I usually order, but Hot Pocket.
Normally order out. I just feel that if you know, I feel like it should be vice versa. So if it's like, if you don't feel like it, you just really had a long day, I should be able to tell you, like, babe, can you cook tonight? Can you handle it tonight?
And he shouldn't have an issue with it.
Right. I don't think men should expect that out of their women all the time, though. Honestly, we're not in the old days, you know.
I was about to say it all depends on what kind of relationship or
Right.
woman that you're with. If you're with the modern woman, that's the working woman or whatever, that will give you the Hot Pocket fruit punch and tell you be on your way. Or you can have a traditional woman, a woman who decides she wants to get a job and still doesn't mind doing household duties.
Right.
Because some women say, I know some females who are so used to, cooking 2-3 times a day, even if they work, so they just
Man,
used to
that
that.
was hell.
So,
Yeah, they are used to it. A lot of women like home cooked food anyway, so of course they're gonna want to cook anyway. I don't care. I want both. It depends on how I feel.
Like, it shouldn't be required that you have to cook. Like,
Right.
I just feel like it should be like more so. Yeah, you want to cook majority of the time
Right.
throughout the week. But if I don't feel like it, either you step up or you order us some food.
Right. I feel
I
the
just say,
same.
if I came home and, let's say, I was expecting a home cooked meal, and they, you know what I'm saying, that person I'm dating is saying, okay, you know what I'm saying, I just didn't feel like, I was tired. I mean, automatically in my head, I'm like, okay, at least I'm a cook and stuff like that.
Right.
Automatically, so, I mean, I get it. I definitely get it.
Yeah, I get it.
I wonder if the men that comment on the post, like, that say women are masculine, do they consider that masculine if a woman doesn't want to cook and chooses not to cook?
It depends on the way she come off about it.
Right.
If she comes off like, oh, but wait, you
I
expect
know
me
you
to
ain't
do all of
fucking
that?
just
Like,
around me to fucking cook.
I don't think it's masculine because some women just can't cook. So, like,
Yeah.
a lot, yeah. Because these days, I mean, the guys be throwing down.
Men throw down. I love a man that cooks their ass off. And I was so blessed to run into men that cook.
I used to be in the kitchen with my grandma, watching her
Facts.
cook.
Oh. I wasn't allowed to touch the
peas.
stove. I learned that recently.
You did what, Ashman?
I used to help my grandma shell peas.
Shell peas.
Oh, yeah, because the peas are in a little
We'll
sack.
do
Green
it
peas.
during the
Snap
summer.
peas.
Snap peas. Like during the summer, we'll be doing all that, and then she'll freeze it for like
Right.
Thanksgiving and Christmas and stuff. What's all that?
I never heard of this country shit.
Wagram, they do that shit too.
Shell peas.
Shell peas, you know, what else we used to do?
I just buy the peas. I don't have to shell them. No, I'm gonna buy them frozen. I'll sometimes buy them frozen too.
So you talking
I
about,
haven't ate
fresh
peas
shit.
in a
Like,
while. I
what
don't
the
really
fuck?
like peas like that.
Like,
Yeah, I don't really eat peas, but I know I love a fresh pea now. It's just a different taste.
It's a different
like-
world.
I like fresh green beans, but I've been eating fresh food so much lately that I had just brought some frozen broccoli and
It's not
tried
the
it,
same.
and it's
Ew,
disgusting
yeah.
now.
Fresh vegetables are always better than,
Yes,
like,
yeah.
store-bought.
It just don't
Yeah,
last.
but I was just
as
like-
long. Well, it can if you freeze it. Like I just learned, I can freeze.
You can
mine.
freeze everything.
It's just
Right.
like
Yeah.
now
I just
everything
learned
is
it.
like damn so
Mom, you freeze
scarce. And I was looking at how scarce the broccoli
just started
was
doing
at
that.
the store,
Freeze my normal.
and I was just like, you know what? Since this broccoli's so scarce, why don't I get the big pack and I can get more? And then I cooked that shit, and I was like, this shit is nasty as hell. It just tastes like freezing.
Soggy.
It tastes like free.
There's no snap to them.
Right.
Next one answer.
Alright. So, you know what time it is, guys.
Millennial
Do-do-do-do-do.
I'm not doing none of that. Damn. Some shit that happened for real.
Today on Millennial.
You gonna have to open the door, Ashley.
I'm let the intro run out. Okay.
Alright.
Well, our guest is
Today on Millennial Today on Millennial News, we are going to be talking about the first thing is Snoop Dogg buys Death Row.
That's dope.
Yeah, it is super dope.
Like, I'm kind of happy for him buying Death Row because, like, if everybody knows, like, basically Death Row was started by, like, Dr. Dre and Snoop, well, Snoop as an artist, Tupac, and for Snoop to get it is ridiculous because it was a point in time where they was kind of beefing. Like, they kind of ran him off, and I think when Suge first got booked, like when Suge Knight first went to jail, Snoop had signed with No Limit.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know. You know that song that if anybody mess with Snoop Doggy Dogg, what's that? Fuck them other niggas because I'm down with my niggas.
Mm-hmm.
That was some real shit. Like, they kind of had a hit out for him. But at the same time, I think Snoop was going through a case. And he ended up at a different record label. And for Snoop Dogg to actually buy that shit back today, I know I got to have so much sentimental and, like, monetary value for him because it's like some shit that he helped build.
Right.
So I'm proud of him. I'm happy for him.
Me too. I'm proud of him.
I heard.
Yo, you know who? My fault. So you know who owned Death Row before Snoop got it back?
Who?
Hasbro.
Who's Hasbro?
The toy company.
The toy company.
Yes, Hasbro.
They own.
They bought Death Row?
That's crazy. Okay, so the next thing we're going to talk about on our Millennial News segment is Sha'Carri speaks on the Russian Olympic who was able to compete after testing positive for a drug test. So the way I felt about it at first, when I read it, I was pissed because like it was like, how can she compete? But when I read the facts, she was actually competing in China. So it's a different than America.
But the Olympics are the Olympics.
Different rules in different countries.
I don't know. That's weird. I heard there was some heart. She was taking it for her heart. Something for her heart. Whatever she took.
She was taking marijuana.
No, it wasn't. It was something different. The Sha'Carri was smoking marijuana. The girl was taking something for her heart. It was for her heart condition. It wasn't marijuana.
They said it was marijuana in her system.
They didn't say it was marijuana that she fell for. It was a different drug.
I
Like she
swear
was
it said
doping.
marijuana.
So she did have marijuana in her system. too.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, well I just read up. I was something completely different.
Well, I guess we're going
Go
to
ahead,
put a pin in that. But I feel like at the same time, she still should fight for it because I just feel like after that happened, her name has just been tarnished. And
Right.
she's just like, what is it called when you like are a celebrity blackballed? Is that what it's called?
It kind of is like being blackballed when you pretty much when you have like opportunities given to you and they're just pretty much taken away.
Basically. Yeah, so I feel like she got blackballed after she became famous. So I think that she definitely should speak on her feelings in regards to it. The next thing we're going to talk about on our Millennial News segment is Tyrese's mom's passed away.
Yeah.
So we're just going to give him our condolences due to the fact that that is definitely a heart piece.
Right.
Like to lose your mom.
Yeah.
And then the last thing before we get into this interview, Kanye West fighting for his family. How do y'all feel about it?
I need therapy because I don't know. I thought it was. I didn't think that was wrong. I was like, okay, you go Kanye, there go Kanye. But it's like I don't know. Everybody, the backlash he's been getting is like he's a stalker. You know, like
he's a narcissist. He's a stalker. He's an asshole. You done came out with 2 different girlfriends, and now all of a sudden you want your family back because you see a Kim.
I mean, he been wanting his family back. Oh, even while he was in the relationships with these girls.
I think he did it to hurt Kim, but he said Kim don't give a fuck. And now he's doing all this extra dramatic shit to get her attention.
I'm cool with all of it. The only thing that like took me for a loop was I don't know if y'all see the tree thing. He said that he was a bush in front of her house or something.
I don't think that was true.
I think it was fake too, but that shit was funny as shit. I was like, I'm with everything except for that.
That was near Halloween
too.
I think
it might be true because that nigga done brought the house across the street.
Like,
he ain't letting it go.
Because he kind of weird.
The way he was standing though was like how Kanye be standing. I think somebody probably photoshopped it. But it was funny to me.
Yeah. Well, that is it for our millennial news.
Alright, guys.
Alright, y'all, we promised y'all an interview, and right now we have the guy that's here to be interviewed.
Yay!
Oh, he gave a bottle. Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Okay.
Oh, we would definitely drink that.
You're doing great. How are you?
Definitely gotta add this one to the next podcast,
Right.
Black Girl Magic.
Oh, Black Girl. Hell yeah.
All right. How you doing today?
We
great.
Good. We definitely appreciate you coming.
Thanks.
You want to get on camera, Kyrie?
Yeah.
I got a space over here if you want it. All right. So Tina, you want to start it off? Or you want me to start it off?
Yeah, I could definitely start it up. Just tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I'm from Greensboro. My name's Tevin Whiteside. Urban Renaissance Culture Enterprises is my LLC. It's an enterprise, so it's businesses up under there.
Right.
They consist of nonprofits, other businesses like barbering, retail, merchandise, certain things like that.
Right.
I also do events. I got a comedy show this weekend coming up at the Downtown Center in Greensboro. We'll talk about that later. But yeah, I just really do a bunch of, by the name you can tell, I do a bunch of community building.
Right.
Rebuilding, right?
Yeah, rebuilding. And with people as well, you know, rebuilding people as well. So I do motivational speaking, just talking. So
that's dope.
That's good.
So did you pick the Renaissance thing for the rebirth?
for sure.
Okay.
I feel like we in a time, like I've been seeing this when probably in the 90s, but you know, starting in 2000s, I already have seen like it's gonna take our generation to kind of do what need to be done,
Right.
Because we a mix of like that old soul generation, and then like we also tapped into this new generation,
Right.
with podcasts and things like we got now. I went to school for like film studies, religious studies, and Africana studies. So, you know, if you mix them all together, I was studying the past, I was studying the present, and you know, I was looking at towards the future because, like, we were still using big cameras with tape. You know what I'm saying? And that was 2009, 2010. So, 12 years later, you know, it's as easy as using your phone. You can make a a full feature film, you know what I'm saying, off your phone.
Right.
So that just show you how the time changed.
Right.
Dope. That's fast. Because I remember Apple was actually using that in their ads to sell it. Like, yo, we shot the whole movie with the iPhone 12 and iPhone 11 or whatever it was.
That's real. Yeah.
Okay, so how did you come up with the name of Urban Renaissance?
My fault. That was on top of my head. I didn't know what's on the question list for real. I can move to the next question for real.
All right. What age did you realize that
I can.
you can still read go deeper into it?
Okay.
We can elaborate.
Yeah.
When you look at like Langston Hughes, back in like the Harlem Renaissance, as well as like Tupac, modern day urban area, urban teaching, kind of where we grew up is real urban. So I always looked at like what they was doing back in the Harlem Renaissance, how they was networking. You might have like Zora Neale Hurston, Langston Hughes, Maya Angelou, different people like that. And they was all around each other. They was all intermingling, mixing, talking. It was common friendships, common bonds. Whereas you look at like today, you know, we so mesmerized by like people lifestyle in the celebrity field. It's like you don't see people together. You don't see a lot of unity.
Unity,
you
right?
Know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's starting to now. You know what I'm saying? But back in like 2, 3, 4 years ago, it wasn't like that.
Right.
So when I started Urban Renaissance Culture, it's 2016. You know, I'm coming out of Charlotte. I went to UNC Charlotte, and that's what I pretty much stamped myself as somebody who bring the community together, somebody who bring events to the community. I had a nonprofit. We'll talk about that. It was a student organization at the time, but now it's a nonprofit.
Right.
So we'll talk about it. Yeah.
You have said we're starting to come together now. So what you think had changed?
Say that again.
You have said we're starting to come together now. What you think have changed?
Like I said, I think our generation, we older, we starting to, you know, lead this pack.
Right.
And so, you know, coming into that 30 range, you know, you start to lead your generation.
Exactly.
So,
Coming to your own and figure out what you really want to do.
For sure, your mind, as men, you know, our mind fully starting to form. Women probably been there 5 years, so we catching up to them. But at the same time, like, a lot of our, if you look at when I graduated high school in 2009, college, like we was mastering that, you know, like everybody was going to college. J. Cole was rapping about college, things like that. So the culture was shifting, and it's now to the point where it's like, I went to college. I got a degree, a 4-year degree, and I did it in 4 years. But I still became an entrepreneur because I realized like the miseducation of the Negro, like Carter G. Woodson said back in 1900, was like. The problem with us is, you know, we'll go to a 4-year university, get our degree, and stay away and go away from home. We will never come back and like invest in our communities like we should. If your mom got a lemonade stand, you can magnify that and make that into something. So I just took that knowledge and ran with it. Came back home and started my barbershop because I feel like at the same time, you know, like I said, future-wise, I'm looking at the future. My kids can inherit something. So you know, it was. You know, people talk crazy like you can do more than being a barber, but they don't know what you about to do with it. You know what I'm saying? Like everything's a vehicle. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, what age did you realize your gift was nonprofit and acts of service?
I was getting in trouble early for giving stuff away, like clothes. I was like always getting in trouble for that. But college, I say right before I went to college, actually, because I listened to this dude. I forgot his name. I think his name Ken Griffin or Ken Griffin. Shout out to him wherever he is. He had a nonprofit, motivational speaking company out of Charlotte. Came in like Auntie. This lady named Sheila Gothard. Shout out to her too as well. She educator. But she invited me out to the motivational speaking thing at Auntie. I was probably 16, and him talking inspired me. I wrote some stuff down that I still carry to this day. He said stuff like, life was 10% of what happened to you, 90% of how you react. So I learned stuff like that just from hearing him. But he said that night, like, his company made $10 million, gross $10 million. And he a nonprofit, but, you know, he still was grossing money. So I was already interested in business. I was, you know, doing things outside of legal activities at a young age, you know. So I was already, like, aware that entrepreneurship was going to be my vehicle, but then the service acts of it came when I was like, you know, dang, this dude, motivation speaking, impacting people, you know, and I was just like, that's what I want to do when I get older. So when I went to college, it just took off from there.
Go ahead. I must say, it sounds like you got a lot of inspirations, right? What are your main inspirations? Like, who inspires you the most?
The most? My kids.
Okay.
They're a combination of God and human flesh to me, so I feel like, you know, they keep me inspired when it comes to God, and then at the same time, like, I realize in the natural, I got to do certain things that's going to set them up, you know what I'm saying? So I think my kids my most inspirational, and then my brother, he passed of cancer when he was 16. His name is Corey Williams.
Sorry to hear that, bro.
Oh yeah, it's like, you know, that's part of it. You got to hold it, bro. He was definitely a huge inspiration when I was young too, even when I was like, when he was on earth. But then when he passed, it was like, that's what took me to the next level on conscious, you know, as far as like what's after this? You know what I'm saying? Like, we can materially attain a lot of things, but I knew I wanted to, like, live forever. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to be a legend like him. If he ain't even never touched no money when you think about it. He's 16. You know what I'm saying? So it was never about money. I realized that early. Back to your question about the nonprofit acts of service, like, I was 16, you know what I'm saying, when he passed. So it was like that, all that time right there was like a time of like finding out who I was, you know what I'm saying? I had to leave my comfort, what I was used to as far as my friends and everything like that. Went to a whole nother school, just kind of like zoned out, you know, tapped in and see what I wanted to do with my life. Because like I said, I was already into activities just that was in my community, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, like, I knew I wanted greater. I wanted to be like who I needed when I was younger to the next generation.
Gotcha.
Right.
So, yeah.
So that's why you bring it back for the next generation and for the future.
I was already talking about having kids when I was probably like 5, 6 years old. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I ain't with no parts either, right?
Yeah,
I had my baby dog.
I just knew, like, because I had a great grandfather. I had a bunch of great grandfathers, like 3 of them. You know, I think you got 4 if you got them all, but I had 3 of them, and I had like 4 great grandmothers. So I was already aware, like, what you do now is going to count for the next generation. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
So what is your mission plan regarding to your advocacy towards the community?
Faith, love, and hope is my mission. Like, if you ever see me out doing something, that's like bottom of the heart, what I'm doing, no matter what. But I got a lot of plans when it comes to how I choose to use the vehicle. You know what I'm saying? It started with barbering. You know, well, first it started with going to college because you need education. Not saying you need to go to college to get educated. So I don't actually preach that either. Like, when it comes to kids, when I go to the schools, I always try to like tell them you can do something without going to college if you need to, if you got to, if you want to. So, but I just plan to navigate the whole thing, kind of like spook by the door. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't talk a lot about what I'm doing, but if you watch my moves, you can see like I'm doing events, so I'm always stay tapped in with the older community, as far as like Renaissance moves and what I'm doing. Back to the name, I don't even know how I got off the name, but I was saying like Tupac and Langston Hughes, but you know, entertainment, but like education as well in there. So I always try to do like events that bring, you know, substance and fun, things like that. But with the kids, I try to do sports, nutrition, agriculture. You know, that's what my nonprofits and different businesses play their parts, and my relationships with the community. So I got a lot of business partners that, you know, they doing their thing as far as their mission. So I kind of like attach myself to different people and different businesses when it comes to like how I'm moving. So my plan is just to stay, you know, community grounded, stay in education. So I'm always in the school system, even though I support people who do homeschool for sure. I was on that before all of this quarantine and all of that even happened. So I think educating your kids first is most important. So yeah, I just plan to stay in education in the community and definitely grounded in like my faith and what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
So what aspect of community outreach would be your favorite to do, or
Definitely
you enjoy the most?
The youth.
Okay.
Yeah. I feel like that's really like my calling. If I have, you know, everybody got
younger
one,
minds.
but like that's my calling, youth. Cause it's like I still feel like a kid. You know what I'm saying? I still feel like I'm 4 years old. I remember when I was 4 years old. So I still feel like certain things, purity wise, every kid need. You know what I'm saying? You need relationships with a grown man. You need relationships with a grown woman that's pure. They touching you with nothing crazy, but you know, they mentoring you, they guiding you, they like disciplining you, showing you your way. And if you got that, it's proven like you gonna be better off. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I pretty much like try to like live by. You know what I'm saying? Even if I go off and amass a great wealth of money, like that'll never leave my mind when it comes to like what I'm supposed to be doing. You know what I'm saying? Even when I was in college, man, I spoke to like a bunch of philanthropists that gave to the school. You know what I'm saying? So when I was talking to them, I was talking to them about what I grew up, how I got to where I was.
Right.
And then talking to them, I realized like, I got more to give than somebody with money. You get what I'm saying? Because my story is going to take you where you might need to go. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
and that's all of us. It ain't just me. So that's why I go around trying to uplift the next person to make sure that they can tell their story and give them that platform to be able to do what they need to do. Because I feel like in impoverished communities, we don't have that platform.
Right.
You know what I'm
That's facts.
So yeah.
Did you grow up in the church?
For sure. I was probably in church like second week of my life. Cause I'm born December 20. I'm born December 11th. You know, December 25th. You probably in church.
It's true.
You in church, and then you know, I had my struggles with church and how it
Everybody
is.
does.
Yeah, we all do.
I started doing that by 10. You know what I'm saying? I started telling them like, yeah, I ain't feeling
Nah,
this.
you really?
Y'all
Some crazy stuff.
Y'all hypocritical, and then you know, my brother got cancer when he was like 14, like really around, like 13, 14. So that just became like a personal decision. Like when I go to church, it's more about what I'm getting out of it. I ain't gonna look at what everybody else doing. By the time he passed, I'm 16, so you know, I go to I'm still in high school, but I still choose to go to church and just do what I do, and then like it's a bunch of stuff we could tap in on a whole nother context when it comes to that. But by the time I got to college, you know what I'm saying, I had made my decision what I was gonna do as far as my faith and how I was rocking. And man, that's how I got into religious studies. You know?
Okay.
So yeah, that's still like in the back of my mission. You feel me? That's like the foundation of what I do. My relationship with Christ and all of us, you know what I'm saying? I could go deep, but you know, all of us sitting at this table probably being from America. All of us right here from America, right? Yeah, so. But you know, but that's the thing, like,
I am.
You know, when they came to Africa to get us, because you know, I studied the diaspora, so like, where they was picking from. They was picking in specific spots out of Africa. They weren't just going all around.
Like Cameroon,
it was
Nigeria.
Yep. That little horn right there. So, you know what I'm saying? That's really like where we come from. And we trace all our haplogroup group, our blood. Majority of us at this table probably got the same haplogroup group. You know what I'm saying? Where we come from.
We're all probably come from different parts of Cameroon.
and straight up, like, you know, our blood can be traced back to the blood of like Christ, Moses, that line right there. And so a lot of that, you know what I'm saying, I feel like goes into the work I do. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy, like you don't think, but it does, you know what I'm saying? Because we've been beat down on who we are and told who we are. And of course they use the weapon of the Bible to do that, you know, because the Bible's a sword. It's going to cut the person saying it and the person hearing it. You feel me? So it is supposed to. It's supposed to divide your soul from your spirit like that. So, you know, that's just who we are as black people. We innate, like, have that. And it's a reason why. You feel me? And the closer we get to that understanding, you feel me, it's easier for us to accept, you know, Christ. And if not, you know what I'm saying, it's just our choice. We don't. You know what I'm saying? So it's not but they made it a thing, like, you got to do this, beating us. So, you know, when it comes to religion, it's a touchy subject. But, you know, I just believe pure religion is like visiting orphan widows and those in distress, staying unstained from the world. So if you watch how I move and look how I do, you know what I'm saying? I'm cultured. I'm with our people. I understand our plight. I understand, like, what we're going through. But at the same time, you know what I'm saying, I got solutions spiritually to, like, a lot of these issues that we go through. You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm able to navigate so many different realms, if you would, as far as like being a spiritual leader, but also being in the physical, having mentees who in gangs and understanding like they, you know, what they going through. Then also, you know, dealing with family and everything that comes with that. You know, you got everything you could think in your family, so you can't judge nobody when you really think about it. And then your own self, you got your own problems. So it's no really time to judge. It's time to, you know, judge correctly, if you would. Not time to judge a person for, like, you know, it's time to save and love, and you can't lead people unless you love people. You can't save people unless you serve people. So they're my foundations of truth and what I live off of.
That's dope.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. So it seems like you got your feet, you know, in different, you know, jobs and stuff like that. So what trades do you aim to teach, build entrepreneurship in the community?
Barbering would be one. Commercial driving, your CDL, is another that I do. And then, of course, entrepreneurship, like what y'all doing with podcasts. That's revolutionary. That's already changed the world, but it's gonna continue to. And then clothing, merchandising, like teaching kids how to press clothes and stuff like that.
That's dope.
Yeah. So I'm in the school system setting. So whatever they really into, I'm into. And you know, bodily movement, like physical therapy, arts. You know, helping people physically get in shape and get their body right is very important. Agriculture is another thing that I'm really into. I got
like growing food type?
Yeah, like I got like 0.4 acres of land that I use for a community garden. For the last 2 or 3 years, I've been kind of like keeping it kind of like private. But this year right here, it's gonna be kind of like my breakout year with the garden. So as far as like the kids and everything, I want the kids to definitely, my kids and my nieces and everything be already in there. But I want to have like the actual kids from the school system come in there and do their thing.
That's
Churches come in.
But you can definitely teach them how to grow. That's dope.
And I got community partners who already invested with me to help continue their knowledge in it. You know what I'm saying? So if they want to go far as, we from Greensboro, I'm from Greensboro. It's an agriculture state. You know? I mean, community. So everybody should know how to grow your basic needs. And then if anything happens, which is gonna happen, you know, I believe.
Because we're going to definitely run out of raw materials
right now.
Food shortages and all kind of stuff. You can definitely learn how to grow, eat, survive, and live.
To the garden and learn.
And I got some partners like, shout out to Akeem with Beautifying the Block and Soul Society. They do alkaline water and everything like that. But yeah, my boy, he teach you how to grow food in your house. You know what I'm saying? To the point where you can, you know, go to a school and teach them how to grow in their class. There's just so many avenues of food that we can be really, you know, accessing. We don't have to be in a shortage. You know what I'm saying?
And it's organic.
Yeah.
So, like, when it comes to barbering, right? Were you self-taught or did you go to school for that as well?
Yeah, I was self-taught, and then I went. You gotta go to school to get a license. So yeah, I was self-taught as far as like my passion. I just learned how to cut. Right after barber school, right after college, I told my dad for my graduation, give me some clippers.
Nice.
You know what I'm saying? Because I already knew like I'm about to go do something with my hands because I had already been just sitting there 4 years learning. And so after that, I had to go to barber school. I went to Prestige Barber College in Greensboro. My uncle Gene Blackman, also my business partner now, but he got a school in Greensboro, so I went there. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, you do.
And now I go back and instruct, help out.
How was Prestige? Because I went to Winston-Salem Barber School.
Prestige the best school in, you know, it's really like, you know, support black colleges, the company. You know, support black colleges, the t-shirt brand, the company. We should be on that shirt. You know what I'm saying? That's how I look at Prestige. You know what I'm saying? It's a black institution on a side of town in Greensboro that's like known for crime, food desert. There's nothing there. You know what I'm saying? And so, I mean, it's people there, of course. And so that's the best thing about the world. You got people, but at the same time, it's the most dangerous thing about the world. You got people. So that area is like filled with crime and everything like that. And for us to have a barber school right there, 12 years now, I think, or 11 years, it's amazing. You know what I'm saying? Because
how's the traffic?
Oh, it's beautiful. You know, we ain't never had a problem because we always stayed at like $5 a haircut. Now we do free haircuts. So if you come Friday or Saturday, free haircuts. You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
Well, my son will be there bright and early.
All the parents, all the single mothers with kids, 2006 Phillips Avenue, Greensboro, North Carolina. Come get a haircut Friday, Saturday, free haircuts.
That's amazing.
Right, that is.
All right. So, what are some of the businesses, or if you want to name them all, but it sounds like you have a lot attached to you
Right.
that you have partnered with?
Oh, do I partner with?
Yes.
My kids' business first. Urban Renaissance Kids. They got their own little thing going on. So actually, what I do with the school systems, they'll end up taking that over one day. What I do with events, because I do with kid events too. Like I did a kid sip and paint one time. It was cool. They drank little apple juice and the kids will end up taking that over. My daughter, she's 7, her name Corinne. She already want to do like giving back to the homeless and stuff like that. So, that's my number one. But Prestige Barber College would be my number 2 partner, if you would. Like I got my barbershop that I have, Urban Renaissance by Prestige, 802 Merritt Drive, Ridgeboro, North Carolina. Come see us. That's my joint venture partner.
Right.
So I'm definitely with JV's. If y'all know what that is, a joint venture. Y'all can look up Shaq, talk about that on $1 Million Worth of Game.
Oh, that's dope. Wait, question though. The Prestige barbershop that you just said, the Urban Renaissance, is it the same school you went to? Oh, that's dope.
Yeah.
So yeah, like when I was in Charlotte, I had already seen my uncle open a school and realized, like, matter of fact, I'll take it further than that. My first job ever in life when I was 9 years old was sweeping in a barbershop. So bring that back full circle. My uncle, who I known since I was 7, I call him my uncle. He really like a God sent mentor, coach type of person that came in my life when I was 7 through the barbershop. I'm just like messing around at the barbershop. I got braids. I don't even get no haircut. I'm just in the barbershop. And he told me what a point guard was as far as basketball. I played basketball. And he said it was a coach on the floor. So I took that in life. Like, you know, I take everything deep. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
If y'all can't tell by the podcast. But basically, like, I just really took that and ran with it as far as like my life and how I was going to do everything. You know, I'm going to be the coach on the floor. God, the head coach. I'm just giving out, you know, orders, so to speak. And he gave me that. So we're going to write a book about that too.
That's dope.
Shout out to Gene Blackman, Facebook. Y'all look at him. But yeah, when I was in college, I'm like, he got a school. It ain't no point in me recreating a wheel. Because I'm in college, I'm writing a lot of stuff down I want to do. Barbering is one of them, like, as far as like a talent that I know I had. And I was just like, yo, I'm going to do something with that.
Right.
And I love education, so him having a school, I'm like, yeah, I'm going to have a school one day. But instead of me having my own school, I just partner with him. You know what I'm saying? That'll eliminate that whole problem we got with the miseducation of the Negro. Because you look at other coaches and races, and they probably got it from us. I'm not giving all them the praise. They studied us before they weaponized and destroyed us. You get what I'm saying? So,
figure out a way to keep us suppressed.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And so now it's up to us to just take that back. You get what I'm saying?
Yes.
So, and you hear what I said, take that back. They're not going to give us nothing.
Right.
So, basically, like now, that's what we doing. I partner with him to take back our community. So Prestige Barber College number 2. And then I got, Soul Society I just named with the water. I get my alkaline water from them.
Yeah, she was on that.
Yeah, and then Akeem, his name is Akeem the Alchemist, if you on Facebook or Instagram. But he does food, and community cleanups and stuff like that too. So you'll see him in the inner cities, in the neighborhoods doing his thing. Hood Rich, out of Greensboro. Kim that's my childhood friend.
She been on here with us.
Oh yeah. I think she told me that. Yeah, we did. We doing some stuff now, but we done stuff in the past growing up. You know what I'm saying? So to see us grow up together and then like now we doing business together.
That's dope. That's super dope.
Yeah,
and we always on the east side and stuff.
We always.
She got the salon grand opening.
That is crazy.
This weekend.
A lot of talent from the east side.
Right. They talk so much about the east
side.
side.
It's just like what I said with Africa. You get what I'm saying? If you study the east side, I'm real big on history, like knowing where you came from, so you don't go back into that same thing. You feel me? And when I was in high school, I studied Gifford County. Like, why is all the black people right here and right here? And you look at the South Side, my cousin's from the South Side, you know what I'm saying? So you look at the South Side, that's where we was at during slavery. You get what I'm saying? So once they freed us, they gave us that area to do our thing in Warnersville area. So all our grandmas was teachers and stuff in that community. And then once they started pushing us out, they pushed us east. You know what I'm saying? So now we on the east side real heavy. But you look at the east, it's just a bunch of landfills and pollution and cigarette factories, and you know that contributes to our cancer and all of that stuff. I'm young, like, you know, I'm writing papers on like, why is my friend 5 years old getting on Ritalin? You get what I'm saying? I'm in high school writing papers like this. You get what I'm saying? So I was already aware, like, it's something going on. So I feel like same way they did in Africa, coming from that specific spot, getting in people, it's the same way they do us in local communities, you know what I'm saying? They push us to specific areas and concentrate us like that, you know what I'm saying? So, but that's, I believe in optimization, you know, being optimistic. I got a program that I'm going to put out, it's called HOODS, HOODS, and it stands for Healing, Optimization, Organizing, Developing, and Synergizing. So like any hood I go to, pretty much that's what we're going to be doing, bringing partners in, doing that same thing. So I collaborate with a bunch of people it's just a lot of people I can't even really think right now because I'm probably a little tipsy. Hood Rich, Prestige Barber College, Punch for Pound Kids, Steve Matthews, man, it's a lot of people.
I'm sure it is.
It's a lot of individual people that I'm thinking about that don't have necessarily their own brand, but they have their own thing they do in the community. So I'm thinking about a lot of them too. So my mind's a little everywhere.
What about the group? I forgot what they're called. The group that's actually in Ray Warren and everything. They've been cleaning up.
That's Beautify the Block and you know, Keem and all the guys, Soul Society I was just telling you about.
Yeah.
So yeah, they definitely dope. They one of the demonstrators over conversators, if you would. I like what they doing. And you know, I stay right by Ray Warren, so it's like they're my people. I rock with them. And then I got a house around the corner, you know, with a garden that's right near Ray Warren. So shout out to all that community right there. And I, you know, anything I'm doing, like these are people in the back of my mind. You know what I'm saying? And I grew up like in every housing authority. Like when I was growing up, I was able to go to like every housing authority in Greensboro. So you know, I had cousins in one, or I stayed in one, or I had a friend in one. So I was in every single one, like literally. So I got plans with that HOODS program to go to every hood and really like give back, merchandise, help them make money off of. You know, we got slangs and different words we say that, you know, we should trademark. You know what I'm saying? You teach us how to trademark that at 12, 13. Like, we really made words famous.
I remember Birdman said you should have copyrighted bling.
Yeah, you feel me?
Right.
So, it's words that, you know, we always make in the culture. And then from Greensboro, I seen it firsthand, you know. We made a whole lingo. So, yeah.
All right, explain the foundation that created Corey Williams.
The foundation in his name is called, it's literally in his name, Cornelius Lee Williams Jr. Foundation. Basically everything I'm doing with the community, with agriculture, physical science, nutrition, and there's one more thing I like put in there that I can't think of right now. But yeah, like adopting highways and schools and stuff like that. So yeah, with the gardening and everything, like that is kind of like what his foundation is pretty much about. So I just partner those together with my organization TAP, and so his mom, shout out to my mama Penny, she my mama, his mama too, but you know, like she did a lot for us. She was like a non-profit angel, if you would. You feel me? It wasn't about the money. She was just doing everything she could for the community. We grew up in a Habitat community, so it's a lot of, you know, stuff I saw that I didn't even know was happening, like Habitat for Humanity. I actually ended up working for them. That was like my first I did AmeriCorps like right out of college, so that was like my first little thing I did right when I graduated. So building houses and stuff like that. You put a lock on somebody's house, it like decreases like violence, domestic violence, and robberies and all this stuff from like 50%, 60%. It guarantees them to go to college. Like 70-80% of people with a lock on their house going to college. Like there's little stuff like that, statistics like that just stuck out to me. The foundation is pretty much like we want to do the same stuff that happened to us growing up. Right. So foundation is to give back. You feel me? So this whole time until this year, pretty much I've been putting my private finances in it. I ain't really had no grants or no loans or nothing like that. So everything I done did with the community been out of my pocket or out of my partners or donors' pockets. You know what I'm saying? But that's like why we got the foundation. Because we definitely want to be philanthropists. You know what I'm saying? We want to give. Like, we don't want to like have to hand out all the time. When y'all gonna give us reparations type stuff. Like, nah, we gonna create something. And then Stay Up Not Down LLC. That's a business that I made in his name because when we was younger, when he was going through cancer, we always wrote Stay Up Not Down in people yearbooks and stuff like that. And then we was like 8th grade. So his cousin Faith, his first cousin, she actually created a logo. I was going to wear a shirt, but I'm going to send y'all some shirts, matter of fact.
Oh, appreciate it.
No, I was going to buy a shirt from you.
Well, that's dope too. You can always do that. You got the website.
Anytime somebody has a business, I try to get something that they have
for sure
in their business.
And I've been slow rolling with the shirts. I done a lot of groundwork with the shirts. So when I do like really release them and put them on sweatsuits and stuff like that, it'll go where it need to go. But I'm just trying to like set the foundation as far as like the message. You know what I'm saying? Staying up, not down. Because you're going to fall down. You're going to get knocked down. You know what I'm saying? That's literally life. Like, if you don't, like, what you live, you're not living. You know what I'm saying? But you can't stay down. You know what I'm saying? You got to get back up. So, it's like, that's something we was writing in people yearbooks in 8th grade. We was writing it. So, bringing it back and making it an LLC versus a nonprofit, because, you know, I'm big on, like, deciphering the two. I did that because, like, when it comes to like he got nephews. He ain't have no kids, but he got nephews. He got, of course, a mom and aunts and everybody like that. So I wanted to have something that he could leave to his family too. You know what I'm saying? That would amass a good amount of money. I don't know how much it's gonna take off to do, but you know, I see that logo, that brand, everything like that. Like it's just dope. Like when I went to out to Atlanta. To see my boy Corey Arminger with Support Black Colleges, like just the way that they attracted to it, and they never even heard of it. Some of those people, but just the way they attracted to the brand, it shows you then like this is it's positive. It's the logo clean, it's nice. You know what I'm saying? And then it's like. The story behind it. When you hear about Corey, it's like, who is this dude? You know what I'm saying? What is he gonna do? And I already know, like, I know. We would have knew his name. You know what I'm saying? Apart from me, like, telling people about him, he had his own mission. You know what I'm saying? He was on with sports and everything.
I remember when that was around the time he passed away. It was like I just moved down to North Carolina, so I got to meet him and everything. And then it's like I was like, wait, what? Everybody, the whole city was messed up behind him passing away.
Yeah, that's a fact. And
everybody, they done shut down a lot of stuff with Dudley and everything. So
And I tell kids about that. You know what I'm saying? Because like your life could be going so great. You know what I'm saying? And then boom. You know what I'm saying? You got transition. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's happened to him at 14, you know what I'm saying? Wasn't no smoking, no drinking, no guns, none of that stuff involved. It was just literally like life, you know what I'm saying? Cancer is a different type of beast.
Right.
And so he beat it twice, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't nothing to fight like. But at the same time, it's like, it's deeper than that, you know what I'm saying? Him being a good person, like loving and being kind the way he was, helping people, like he was a stand-up guy, you know what I'm saying? Like, you never caught that man following nobody. You know what I'm saying? And we come from a culture of followers. You feel me? It's nothing wrong if you got the right person to follow, but you know, when you in an environment where everybody following, it's easy to just blend in and follow. Like he was literally like type of dude. Like I'm not following that. You know what I'm saying? And he was young doing that, 12, 11.
Right.
You know, you see that young. So by the time he 14, 15, and he get cancer, it's like, this who we look up to. You know what I'm saying? That's like, you know, modern day Nipsey, literally to us. You know what I'm saying? That's how it was back then. And so for him to do that, because he was projected to go, like we look at Keenan Allen and dudes in the NFL like that now who top 5, top 10 in they regard. He was like that back then, you know, with those guys. So to see them doing what they doing on that level, I know he would have did what he would have did.
Right.
So, but him being humble, kind, the way he is, like his message was just so much deeper to being a person. You know what I'm saying? You can learn so much more from that. So I tell kids all the time, like, don't get caught up in like social media. Don't get caught up in like, you know, celebrityism and all that, because somebody always watching you. You feel me? And you can grow, or somebody can grow off of watching your message.
Right.
You know, your lifestyle, the way you living, without you even knowing. You know what I'm saying? So I just always tell kids that, like, yo, don't worry about the money, don't worry about the fame, don't worry about none of that. Like, live your purpose. You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
Okay. So I heard you mention merchandise. So what type of products do you sell?
Well, we got our own in a barbering world. You know, that's really where we started with the products. Like having actually I was in barber school, but I was selling soap while I was in barber school. I was kind of like reselling it. I had like a couple of chemists that's making stuff, and I was reselling soap. And then I had a couple of business partners out in Medina. They call Medina soaps. I might have seen them before, but I was out doing some business with them. So I was selling their soaps as well. But then I started wanting to get into like local, like finding a chemist, doing things local, because you could sell a little bit better that way. As far as like going to, and we gotta start doing this for the black community, farmers markets. You know what I'm saying? Kids farmers markets. Like kids need to know what a farmers markets look like. That's so yeah, I was yeah, I was wanting to go to those, so I had to start getting with local chemists and start working with products. So we got a beer bomb that we sell. We got a soap that we still sell. We getting into the conditioners, like my kids, the Urban Renaissance kids, they gonna have their own conditioners, detangler shampoos, because my kids got curly hair. So detangler shampoos, beer bombs, oils, oil sheens, just barbering products mainly. And then shirts. Yeah, I'm big into the like merchandise and shirts. So we got a few brands with shirts that we push. And Stay Not Down, like, it's gonna do numbers, but I got some other stuff that I want to do with my dad, my cousin, just different people in the community. And, yeah, and then like even with the like when you meet kids and they got them ideas that's like stuff they want to do, I want to like give them that opportunity to do it right then. So that's why I started a nonprofit, for them to be able to do stuff as well. You get what I'm saying? Because it's millionaires, billionaires out here with money. They just you know want to donate to help the next generation. And we sit around complaining a lot of time, but we ain't got our paperwork right. You feel me? You put your paperwork in order, they can donate to you. So that's why I got nonprofits as well as LLCs. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
So with those products that you was just naming, was that a part of the KCA distributors?
Oh yeah. The soaps that we do, the KCA distributors, that's just after my kids' initials, Kendrick, Corinne, Autumn.
Nice.
Yeah. And so
so that's another LLC under them?
Yeah,
okay,
and
nice.
I started that when they was like, my oldest child, 7, now she was like 2. So like 5 years ago. That was the first business I started. You know, me and their mom, they was young. We started a business for them. And then, so from there, it went into learning like LLC, how to do a business, how to do this. So that's where kind of like my knowledge behind that came, was starting a business. You know? So yeah, as they get older, like my daughter, I got a niece who's 10, so I look at my nieces like my kids too. You know what I'm saying? So they got a business that they run, a lemonade business. And they make lemonade, fresh squeeze. They bottle it up. We go to like, I actually hold the, I create the event. But I want to start taking them to events, like different places, like maybe Durham, Charlotte, because they lemonade is like superb. You know,
Right, probably give me the fair or whatever.
It's great. Yeah, they make a lot of money. Like every time first time she ever sold, she sold out each time, but every time she sold, she made at least like $300 or $400. She's 10 years old.
Nice.
You know what I'm saying? So she paying her little cousins, and they all like chipping in, helping out, selling. It's dope. So yeah, I wanna help other kids do that as well. So I started with my niece first. She got the lemonade, and then my daughter, 7, Corinne, she wanna do like some kind of product her own self. So maybe like cars or getting into some kind of art. She like art, so something along those lines. But yeah. And then with the detanglers and all that shampoo, that's theirs too. So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's pretty dope.
So because you spoke a lot about the different things that you do with the Youth Urban Renaissance, what are you trying to provide for the newer generation that you feel like was missing from our generation?
Like I said, that platform, like that place to step up, you know what I'm saying? Really be like able to do what you love, you know? Like I don't feel like we had that. You know?
Right.
If you play like a basketball, you know, something like that, you could do something. But you know, it wasn't like if you want to do a podcast at a young age, like most kids talk about now, it wasn't
vlogging and stuff like that. That's what they want to do now.
Yeah, and when we was growing up, it was like everybody wanted to have like a TV show or something like that. You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't really no avenues to do that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So you just want to open different like avenues for anything that you want to do, just to show them that it can be done.
For sure. With TAP, Talents, Ambition, and Passion is what it stands for. We got 5 subcommittees with that. So it's one that deals with like bodily expression and emotion. It's one that deals with like podcasting, journalism, stuff like that. It's one that deals with like just thinking, because that's like the hardest thing to do for humans to do. Just sit alone and think and envision what they want to do.
Right.
So I got a subcommittee for that. I got one for specifically like radio, TV, if you want to go into that. And then it's another one for like photography.
Okay, nice.
Stuff along those lines.
So how do people get involved?
You can email me, you know, or come to the barbershop. And I'm just big on relationship. You know what I'm saying? If you like got the right vibe or something like that, and we connect, you know, we can do an event together, or you know, we can make your vision happen. I'm big on like helping people do what they want to do too. So it ain't always about what I got going on.
Right.
So I'm big on helping other people. You know, if that's what you want to do. But it's all about relationship. If we vibe and we connect, you know, I'm down with it. You can email, you can go to the website, whatever you need to do. Other than that, I feel like if you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, I'm gonna find you. You know what I'm saying? Because I watch everything. You know, so I reach out to people. Like I connect with people. That's a lot of times how I get down. And the barbershop's like the hub for
everything. Networking.
Right.
So come get a haircut. You feel me?
Right.
You gonna get
educated.
Yeah. Even in the barbershop, y'all always do your podcast right here?
Yes.
Y'all should come do like an off-site podcast.
do it.
That would be dope.
That would be dope.
All we needed was an invitation.
I got a dope mural. It's a one-on-one. Nobody.
Oh yeah, I've seen it. It is nice.
It's nobody's mural like this. You know what I'm saying? And it's Black History Month.
That's
It's
nice.
like the perfect time for y'all.
Oh,
to come.
we would definitely come. Look. Thank you for the invite.
It got like when I say urban renaissance.
Right.
Any day y'all want it, y'all got it for real.
Thank you.
So, question.
Dope.
What is your mission statement?
You want me to read it?
You want to read it?
Oh,
Yeah,
for real.
yeah.
Okay, we got
I'm
that.
I'm kind of.
Oh, sorry.
You feel me? If I try to say it out loud, I might mess up. Yeah, I'll read it to y'all. You can go on my website, urbanrc.org, and I'm pretty sure it's up there.
Yeah, I put the website under the promotional post for him coming today, so y'all definitely check it out. Because when I was like looking over his website, I was just like, yo, I didn't know he did all this.
Urban Renaissance Culture Enterprises is a brand idea that functions 1, economically, 2, socially, and 3, ecologically in order to redevelop urban areas, neighborhoods, and parks into beautiful, self-sufficient places where people want to live and work. Through the assistance of like-minded individuals, the URC, which is abbreviated Urban Renaissance Culture, is strategic in its business practices and creative in its approach to being the change it wishes to see in the world. We focus on the areas of real estate, investing, philanthropy, retail and wholesale, the arts, agriculture, and technical skill and development.
That's dope.
Right. That is.
And then when you go into the different businesses, I got 6 different businesses up under there. When you go into those, you can narrow it down as far as like what I said, as far as retail, real estate, stuff like that.
Yeah, that's dope.
That's where I got all the questions from.
Yeah.
Really, I just
Yeah.
looked on your page and was just like,
Yeah.
I researched everything.
Yeah.
That's where I built the questions.
Hey,
from.
y'all got something great going on. I went to school for film studies, so you know what I'm saying. I'm big on like production. I got a couple podcasts that I help produce. So I'm like behind the scenes. So to see what y'all doing and be in front of the camera with y'all is dope. But yeah, y'all dope. You know what I'm saying? Like, keep going. Don't stop. You know what I'm saying? Don't never get discouraged by the numbers because y'all always got somebody watching y'all. You feel me? Inspired by y'all. And like what I do in the community, I get my inspiration from people like y'all. You might think I'm looking at like this big name or somebody like that, but I'm really always looking at the people vertically, horizontally around me versus vertically trying to reach up. That's why I say Urban Renaissance Culture, because they was networking across versus like, oh, we gotta go get this big person. Like, you know,
it's like y'all strong together if y'all work together.
Yeah, that's our
that's the
major
main
mission.
goal.
Yeah, on us too. Like we don't care. You could be just starting. We still want you.
We're just starting.
You know? we're just starting. Yeah.
What up
This
for
is
y'all?
episode 21.
Right, 21. Episode
Hey, that's
21.
one of my favorite numbers.
Funny you came on the 21st episode.
That was in my brother's casket. Like when he passed, they meant to put 23, but they put 21. 21 was like my jersey number at the time, so it was like, dang, was that coincidence?
Yeah.
You know, I like numbers and stuff. So
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Yeah, like 3. Favorite number 3.
You done pretty much.
Me too. 7. 3.
You done pretty much answered the 3 questions that was coming up.
Yeah.
So we're gonna get past to the next one that says.
So what? So what? I mean, if you felt like giving up, what motivated you?
Oh.
And who? If there's a who.
Man, I say for sure. Everybody want to say God first, huh? I ain't gonna do that.
God.
I ain't gonna be cliche.
No, people really don't say that.
You learn.
No, they don't.
Well, I mean just people in general.
Oh,
when I talk in general sometimes.
Yeah.
But I be like, you know, I don't know who said it on here, but
You watch award shows. What do they got first?
yeah, you know what I'm saying? But like for real, you know, my mom, my dad, because like without them I wouldn't know God. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
So I give props to them for like just understanding wisdom and teaching. Like anytime I'm like tripping off life or going through something, because I go through stuff like everybody else.
Yeah.
Like my mom is like a great motivator. She's like so optimistic. She never like see the bad in me. I could be like robbing a bank and she would be like,
Well,
good.
you needed that money. You did it for a reason, son.
I
We
don't
gonna
do
get it
no
right.
crimes. I don't do no crime. I'm just saying on camera. I don't do no crime. But nah, my mom is like super dope. Like she's just a great motivator for me. I could be just like going through the worst and her. And then my dad as well, cause he got that tough love. You know what I'm saying? He got that you know better. You know what I'm saying? You know better, he gonna do better. You know what I'm saying? So from them two right there is where I get my combination of understanding God. You know what I'm saying? My relationship with God. And so I feel like they pushed me to that, you know? And then Corey being my, you know, growing up in the house with this dude and just living life with him, seeing how life was, it's like, dude, he ain't never complained, you know what I'm saying? And when he got an opportunity to talk on the radio, I got a video that I made with his voice on it, but I took it, it's a snippet from when he was on the interview on the radio. They did like a cure kids cancer type thing, and they spoke to him. But he was just saying like, don't ever think God put you through something and He forgot about you, or don't ever think you going through something and you ain't gonna find out the reason why. You know what I'm saying? Like he would talk like that at like 15. You know what I'm saying? With cancer, with his leg cut off, with a promising career. You get what I'm saying? So many things that he could have complained about, he didn't. So like when I go through stuff, I tapped into that and shot me right to God. Like I can't go to Corey necessarily because you feel me, he ain't physically here, but I know spiritually where he at. You feel me? Because the way he was talking when he was on earth. You know what I'm saying? He had an opportunity to just like curse God and just say forget life. You feel me? But he chose to be like, yo, you know what I'm saying? I'll figure this out one day. I'm gonna walk again. God ain't never put you through nothing, or He ain't never left you. And for a 15-year-old to talk like that, I'm like, dude.
Yeah, I never met him. I've heard a lot of him, but from everything that anyone has ever said about him, he just sounds like a real optimistic guy. Like he always looked on the brighter side, for those that don't know what optimistic means. Yeah. But and he just always seemed like he was an empowering person, and a lot of people were affected by him.
For sure. Yeah. Like even grown-ups, because it was like you learned a lot from watching somebody suffer. You feel me? And in silence, so to speak. Like, he ain't complain. You know what I'm saying? I ain't saying he ain't have hard days or bad days, but I've never seen that dude cry. You know what I'm saying? They say he cried one time behind closed doors with my mom when it came to, like, having to get his leg cut off and stuff like that. But overall, like, I never saw this dude cry. You know what I'm saying? I never saw him complain up until the last moments of his life. You know what I'm saying? So, I just look at him like one of my greatest motivators, and I told myself then, and I told myself back then, like, if I never met Jesus physically, everybody would say, he ain't real, not, ooh. So you wrangle with that in your mind as a kid. Right. And I just told myself, if I never met him, I seen him in him. You know what I'm saying? Like, it ain't about all this religiosity. You feel me? Like, people is out here suffering. You gonna suffer with God or away from Him. Which one you gonna choose?
And you say you're made in the image of Christ, so you're basically what you say is like you see Him in Him. That's dope.
And everybody got we could be from different religions and all that. But like I said, I believe we are specific people. They chose us from a specific part of Africa for a reason. You can do the research yourself. But yeah, like we are those spiritual people. We like they didn't just put the Bible on us and make us believe it, because we was if that's the case, we would have been Muslim majority. You feel me? But I feel like when we talk about the person of Christ, we talking about a relationship. So therefore, when it comes to like people, we deal on relationship. You feel me? You can't get away from that. That's why when you deal with authority or you deal with somebody, when it's right or wrong. Even when you're a kid, you like, this don't feel right. You feel me? So it's all about relationships. So off Corey, that led to my greatest inspiration would be Christ. You know what I'm saying? The Hebrew Christ, the black Christ. I ain't got none of that white Jesus. Come on. So I really met him, know him, tapped into that, and from there, I'm in college at the time. I just pretty much find inspiration from all people. You know what I'm saying? I met this dude named Ong. I want to know where you at, Ong Thu. This dude was from Burma. It's a small continent off of Thailand. Yeah, Thailand. Yeah, it's called Burma. They like black like us, but they Burma. But this dude, he had went to prison for like back in their country. If you talk like we talking, like a podcast, you going to prison. Oh, shit. Like any free thought, anything you say about a religion, anything you say about a book that might be attained to a different type of thought, like you going to jail. You talk about going to college and freedom of speech. So it's kind of like North Korea. It's just like it. You feel me? Dictatorship. Like they have a dictator.
That's the word I was trying to think of.
Yeah. So straight up, he told me like he went to jail for 7 years for protesting, just for talking about not wanting dictatorship. And basically he was in jail for 6 months before his family even knew. So you just imagine going to court and just bam, you in jail, and they like, go ahead.
Okay, so and I've always heard this though. How do they know when you talk or gave your opinion? Like, do somebody just go out and be like, oh, somebody
was talking about this? That's typically how it happens. You know what I'm saying?
They don't need recordings.
Yeah,
they hear it.
Need like if I go tell, if I'm from there and I go tell, like when you say no snitching in our culture, it's for a reason. You know what I'm saying? Because like you go tell something on somebody in certain countries like that, they can end your life. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And it could be a false witness. It could be multiple people just joining up to come against you and tell something on you like that. So I guess they had like a small group, and somebody told on them that they was gonna be protesting. So as soon as they came out to protest, the police was coming out.
I know, like I know this pastor from Honduras. Yeah. He came to the States when I was in Texas. He came to the United States, and he came down here and was preaching. He's not allowed to preach there. Mm-hmm. He had to hide in the trunk to even come here. I was like, yo, that's crazy. Because they thought that he was coming here to preach.
That's a fact.
But he had to act like he was somebody else. It was like, yo,
and
this is today.
Yeah,
like,
I did a lot of research on stuff like that in different countries, what they go through, like for just talking. You know what I'm saying? But meeting him, I met him through Habitat. We had like a conference, so everybody from all the Habitats came to the conference. He was from like Buffalo, but he was a refugee from Burma. You know, once he got out of prison, he did the 7 years in prison. He said they had 23 and 1. You're going to get out for 1 hour. And it's at night, 11 o'clock. So he never saw the sun for 7 years. They couldn't read no books. Like, you know, our prisons, you can read a book. You get more educated in prison than now.
You got tablets now.
So, like, they couldn't read no books. So he said everybody that you met was your book. You know what I'm saying? And him not having my language like really good, he had a language barrier even now. But just his person and me meeting him and us talking, and I was just like, dude, this is so much deeper than like just, you know, what we make it out to be with religion. You know what I'm saying? It's relationship. You feel me? So like talking to this dude, he probably like the first person I met that I called my best friend in like a split second. You know what I'm saying? I was like, dude, he like understand me. You know what I'm saying? I ready to invite him home. Like, yo, you can come live with me. But he was a refugee. He told me like, you know, pretty much we each other Bible. Like we ain't have no Bibles. We couldn't read no books. So like, I'm gonna go off what you doing. You know, versus, and they was in a small confined space like this, and they had to walk in like pace back and forth in circles. He was just telling me like just to keep their mind from going insane, just walk back and forth.
That's wild.
Yeah. So like you see Indians walking down the street with their hands behind their back with their wife. A lot of times they be older. You know what I'm saying? He said like that's what they would do to clear their mind, to keep, you know, from going insane, because you couldn't read no books. So
couldn't read no books, see no sunlight, locked up. That's wild.
Yeah.
Have you traveled a lot, like to different countries?
Mentally.
Mentally.
When I was in college, I had an opportunity to go to South Africa. I chose not to go. You know what I'm saying?
What?
Yeah. From there, I worked at the airport. So
I thought you did go.
I didn't go. I had a friend at the time that went. You know what I'm saying?
That's how I went, right?
Yeah. And I had I still got connections over there to South Africa. So it's like people that, you know, I get to talk to.
I heard it's so beautiful in South Africa.
Yeah, I heard. So you know, I'm gonna go eventually, and that's why I didn't go at the time, because it was like, if you know, I don't believe in like once in a lifetime opportunities, all that. You know what I'm saying? God got something for you, you gonna get it. You know what I'm saying? And I really believe like I probably like own land, live there when I go. You know what I'm saying? My kids will probably be dual citizens in South Africa or, you know, Jamaica or somewhere like that. You know what I'm saying? So I traveled. I pretty much, you know, went across the whole states, you know, working at the airport. And I'm about to start doing my thing outside of the country now. But yeah.
Sign me up.
I definitely believe you gotta travel though, because it's like balance your equilibrium. It helps you to understand like cultures.
Different parts of the world, right?
But I was blessed to be at UNC Charlotte at the time, so it was real diverse. I met people from all over the world. So I got friends from Ethiopia, Nigeria, you know, Burma. Like I said, I met that dude. I got people from Europe and all those places. So I pretty much understand like, you know, the code of universal law and where to go, how to operate, you know what I'm saying, anywhere I go. And I'm just a small town, like I say, neighborhood kid, you feel me? So, yeah.
Okay. So what advice would you give people who are wanting to LLC a business?
Research first, you know, do your research. you don't always have to like go straight into LLC and your paperwork.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You can do the business aspect, like generate some capital before you like spending a whole bunch of money just to have an LLC, because it's just a piece of paper. You know what I'm saying? You can have that piece of paper and not even be operating your business. So I feel like, you know, set your, like, I'm big on branding. Like, when I read my mission statement, I said it's a brand idea. You feel me? If you think about a brand, like, nobody defines a brand but the brand. You feel me? That's what the term brand means. You know what I'm saying? So you say what it is. You define what it is. And everybody trying to follow all these cookie cutter messages, and you got all these social media influencers who will do like these little pay me to teach you how to do your LLC type jump. But I was like, dude, like, you are a walking LLC. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like everybody is their own business. They should have one, you know. But do your research before just going to buy a piece of paper, because you might want to change the name, or you might want to do this or do that. So, yeah, do your research, one. Number two, definitely have a product or a service. You know what I'm saying? Don't just like have a business idea, because like everybody got an idea. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's step one, have the idea, but putting it on paper and then having that physical product or that service and quality with it. You know what I'm saying? Like I just believe, you know, if you're gonna be doing something, do it to the best of your ability. You feel me? So hold back on certain stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I just mentioned to y'all my HUD's program. My HUD's program ain't all the way where I wanted to be, so it ain't doing like I wanted to do it. So I ain't gonna tell everybody, but you feel me? This the time for me to talk to y'all about it. You feel me? Because y'all could be partners in it. You get what I'm saying? All I need is a little coverage. You feel me? Because I do the work all the time. You get what I'm saying? But I'm big on relationships, so I might just use y'all to do the podcast, come out live, and we do a live showing when it's warm outside.
We down.
I was about to say that. I'm about to say, like, what I get from you is like relationships are personal, and connections, and networking, and knowledge is wealth.
That's fast.
Definitely.
That's fast. And you 6 degrees. Y'all heard that before? Like, you 6 degrees from who you need to meet. Like, everybody that you need to know is like 5 people away from you.
Right.
Like, you got 5 people around you that's like to the next person you need to meet.
Right.
So you could think of the greatest person ever. You know, which I would be like, Jesus, you feel me? But you one person away from him, you just gotta go to him.
One person.
But it's like, when it comes to like, you could think of like the greatest person, you think a celebrity or somebody you want to like an educator, somebody you follow or think about. It's one person in your circle that's next to them.
Right. Or next to the person.
Or next to the person and next to the person.
Right.
It's no more than 6 people, 6 degrees away from you. You feel me? So that's for anybody. And so you think about that, it's like, dang, dude, all I gotta do is just do what I'm supposed to do, and somebody gonna, you feel me? They gonna see what I'm doing. So even with this podcast, like, I don't even really be doing podcasts. I be behind the scenes. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But yeah, like, you never know. Like, somebody might see this and be like, "Oh, I want to talk to him." You know what I'm saying?
Right, exactly, and that's the point of what we do it for. So therefore, people who might not know, like I didn't know you did so much for the community. So people who might not know might see this and then will be like, okay, let me hit him up.
Yeah.
Like, you know, and it just gets people more exposure who aren't aware of certain businesses and things that people are doing.
Right here in the community.
Right.
Facts, I was one of the people, like me, I'm from Philadelphia, and I just moved down here, so so I was hearing about, when I was hearing about you, they was telling me, I'm like, I never heard, you know, I
was
know.
like, wait, I done seen him a couple places.
But see me, I don't know, so I'm just like, all right, well, y'all bring him on, well, you know.
Where y'all, you from Philly?
Philly.
But me and Tina and Ashley went to
Dudley.
Yeah, we went to Dudley, but we from Philly.
Yeah.
I know your face.
Yeah. You remember my face?
I remember your face.
Okay. Like, hold on.
Yeah, well, they from Philly, but they moved here way before I did.
Yeah.
So all y'all from Philly?
Yeah.
I'm not from Philly.
But we didn't meet till here.
You from
I'm from Laurinburg.
Laurinburg.
I went to Greensboro, like elementary school. I was always back and forth.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what's up.
But it's even down to like with the exposure thing, like our alcohol, you missed it, but like even our alcohol, whether it be wine or liquor, is North Carolina made.
That's what's up.
The music we play, North Carolina made.
That's what's up.
So everything that we do on our platform is from North Carolina.
But today we got Jamaica.
Or local original artists, because I'm Jamaican, so I have Jamaican artists reach out to me and want to play some music. So I'm like, I got a platform. You know.
And we have different people from like like from Philly and stuff.
That's
hitting
right.
us up, like, yo, let me play my music on there.
That's not a problem, you know. It actually works itself out.
I rock with Philly. Philly, like one of my, in my mind, one of my third, fourth homes. Yeah.
I'm gonna call it my first.
I went to Hawaii one time and I had a layover in Philly, and the lady in Philly, she showed me mad love. It made me want to research the city. The scene was like about brotherly love. That's the city of
it all depends.
It's supposed to be, but it's nothing about brotherly love.
It all depends where you're at.
No.
But
Any part of Philadelphia.
I'll be real. My partner in the barbershop, my A1, shout out to Danny the barber. He from Philly, so I love Philly on the strength of him.
I'm about to say for us, a couple of dudes that's like in Philly that's like doing the same thing that you're doing for like, but it's scarce.
Yeah.
It's not, I mean, it's scarce here too. Like,
I mean, you find that a lot up north. A lot of people that's doing community work up north more than down south, and it's like, I mean, you'll find some down south. I have seen a few, but not really.
Y'all gotta bring Akeem, Beauty Spot the Block, the dude I was talking about.
That's right.
He from Philly.
Yeah, we definitely gotta bring him on.
And then like he be going back home to Philly doing what he be doing here too,
right.
you know what I'm saying? But his inspiration came from
I'll
Philly,
be watching his when he started doing it a while ago. I've been watching him. I was like, okay,
Because
I see there are a lot of people from Dudley doing it with him.
That might be why you know how we just watching something like when they get trees on 60th Street. That might be why.
It's this dude from like Mr. D. Like he lives on Reno Street in Philadelphia. Reno Street is probably not the best, nicest street in Philadelphia, but he's like the block captain, and he got his own little agricultural garden, and he's out there doing basically the same things. He's cleaning the block, make sure his block is clean. Like, you can't go out there. Everybody on the block and around the corner know Mr. D.
That's
you see what I'm trying to say? So,
he black?
Yeah, black dude.
See, he like my inspiration. I don't even know, but I hear stories.
It was always the Puerto Ricans on my end, because I'm from
You
North
Philly.
Yeah, I'm North Philly, so.
Difference.
Like, let's all black.
I gotta get Wallow on here.
Yeah. It would be dope if we gave
we gonna make it happen.
Yeah, we gotta make that happen.
It's like things like that. That's how I see myself to be like a connector.
I like
Wallow. Yeah, I like what he doing, especially coming from Philly with the rep that it got. You get what I'm saying? It's rare to see somebody like talking the way he talking.
Right.
You know, Gilly a different.
He's so conscious. Gilly is the Gilly hood.
Gilly exposed me to this right here podcast in 07. If it wasn't for Gilly, I wouldn't have saw Nipsey. You know what I'm saying? I saw Nipsey in 07. You know what I'm saying? And Nipsey is another one of my inspirations. You know what we're talking about. So
I can see that though.
Yeah, I was on Nip. I was on Nip way before
a lot of people
any of that. You get what I'm saying? And it was the interviews. It wasn't the music. It was the interviews. So I was really like studying the person of him. You know what I'm saying? And so to see, you know, how his life went, it's a testament to like when you try to do right or you live a certain way, you know, it ain't no guarantee you gonna have that whole longevity lifestyle. And Martin Luther King taught us that. You feel me? And so you just gotta stand up for truth. You gotta stand up for what's right. And you know, of course, he was a gangbanger, so it's certain things that you just signed up for anyway. But just his stand on making optimization, he optimized gangbanging.
It's the same thing with Pop.
You feel me? Yes.
Even though he was a gangbanger, but he was talking that thug life shit, but he was also still trying to uplift. Like, he was still trying to.
Yeah. So, you know, and that's what I think you gotta do in the community. You don't gotta go get whitewashed, you know what I'm saying, to be trying to be Europeanized and all this stuff, but you know, you gotta optimize where you at. You gotta take the situation you in and make the best out of it. You feel me?
Right.
And that's how and like I love our hoods in Greensboro. Like Hefter Homes, Claremont, Raywan, like all these homes that we stayed in was homes. They wasn't just houses. They was apartments like Lil Jones we grew up in, but like they was homes. You got love in there. You got protection in there. It wasn't no crazy junk going on. Now you might have had a neighbor who going through something, but like far as like how we grew up, it was just a bunch of love.
Everybody knew everybody.
Yeah, for sure. And you could go outside. Like kids don't go outside no more. I was just talking to my mans about that earlier.
That's because like the technology age too, though. Because like PlayStation.
Okay.
I'm like, dude, it wasn't no such thing as being out of shape as a kid, because even if you was
double dutching and everything.
Yeah, you could be a heavy set kid. You gonna run when the dog get behind you. I bet you if a dog get behind one of these kids. So
they are.
Alright. But that digital age, man, it's changed a lot. All that just chilling in the house, playing the game. Like, they ain't trying to go on with nothing.
Right. And that's depressing. You know what I'm saying?
Whoa, say it again.
I used to love playing Ant Pals, man.
Ant Pals.
He was in the country. He was in the country.
He just told us he was snapping peas, so. I'm mad about them Them shits in Texas eat the fuck out of your feet.
they bite
them shits hurt.
So y'all live in Texas?
I have stayed in Texas for like 4 or 5 months, and she stayed for like 5 years.
What part?
5
What
years.
part of Texas?
Near Dallas.
No.
Urban.
Urban.
Well,
Okay.
I had a house in Urban, and then I moved to Garland.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I got some family out in Humboldt, Texas.
What?
And then I got
That don't even sound like somewhere I want to
I got
go.
some more people out in they near like Dallas area.
Mhm.
So yeah.
Yeah.
I like Dallas.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was nice to just, when you have children, you need a support system.
Yeah. That's why I moved back home from Charlotte.
Yeah.
My kids was born in Charlotte, but like Greensboro is like grassroots.
Yeah.
Right.
So yeah. They getting everything they need right now.
Right.
That's good.
So, for people who may be scared to jump out there and start businesses, what advice would you give them?
Like I said, first do that research. But two, like, don't be scared to do you. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, you a walking brand, you a walking business. Like, everybody that you in your family ain't gonna be your support. Like, you don't get money from those people anyway. Like, they might help you out, 1 or 2 of those people, but ultimately, you starting a business. You know what I'm saying? You want to be catering to the world, possibly. You feel me? So, make yourself just like different, unique. You know what I'm saying? Stand out. Do your research. Like, have guts. Like, one thing about me, when I do events, I might be in the school system. You know what I'm saying? So, well, at one moment I might be making a bunch of money. Another moment I might be not be making no money. But ultimately, like, I'm doing what I love doing. So, like, have your uniqueness, have your brand intact, have your paperwork intact. You know, have your relationships intact. Because another reason why businesses fail too, because you don't have like the system and the support team and the network that you need set up.
Right.
And that comes through your attitude and how you deal with people. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes people going through stuff in life, so you can't be always about like, hey, this is what we gotta do, this is what we gotta do. Like, sometimes you gotta ease up our people and just be like, yo, let's go out to eat. You know what I'm saying? Let's go get lunch. And a lot of times that's what I do. I do business meetings, lunch. You know what I'm saying? A lot of my relationships and stuff I do come off of like lunch and us talking and chilling with my mom and her friends. You know, my aunties, just hearing like what they want to do. They be talking about stuff that they want to do. That's how I came up with like the sipping paints I do, or like the comedy shows I do. Cause it's like I'm around them, I'm listening to that. Like, damn, they don't got nothing to do. You know, let me tap in and do something for them. So, all businesses should solve problems. You feel me? That's like you should be finding like an issue and solving that problem.
It's funny because my cousin said the same thing. She was like, when you get your LLC, you gotta name it like solutions or like innovations or something, because if it has to solve a problem, it has to be thinking about the next idea. I was like, that's dope.
You got to, because that's the only way you're gonna stay afloat. All these big companies gonna die out. You know what I'm saying? And the small companies gonna take over. I got a plan. It's crazy, like to see like what cryptocurrency doing. I'll show y'all on my phone. I got cryptocurrencies written down that I was gonna start back in like 2019, 2018. You know, back in the day, and I'm still do it. It's like, but that's what I'm saying. Just because you got an idea and then somebody do it before you, don't mean you should stop what you're doing. Like, just, you know, be creative. Find a way to like make it your niche and run with it. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying? Stop that. Ethereum, Dogecoin, they had a whole bunch of things on top. After Bitcoin, so
Ethereum is doing good.
And speaking on that, invest. You know what I'm saying? Like any business should be an investment. Like my barbershop's an investment. You know what I'm saying? So I don't have to make $1 million one day off my business. You feel me? I made something that's gonna always create generational wealth for my kids.
It's residual income.
It's gonna pay some bills. I don't know it's gonna make us rich, but it's gonna pay some bills and then go to the next business, the next business, and the next business. So invest in something, you know what I'm saying? And I did that during the pandemic, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, just make your next move your best move. You know, if you're trying to start a business, you trying to do something right. Yeah, and I play chess. That's my thing. So like, make your next move your best move. Be 7 steps, at least 3 steps ahead of it. You know, but 7 if you can. And that's how I live life. You know, if you go, when it comes to business, like think ahead. I look at like Kevin Hart, Shaq, all these people. They can do a comedy show, and billions of people want to go to that comedy show. You know, so ticket sales probably super high. I'm starting a comedy show with local comics who doing their thing, who legends in their own regard. You know, shout out to Emerson Hughes and Ben Drinking and all these different people, Nick Lewis, Cherie, Lady Shamar, all these people that's, you know, I just done rock with. Jawan Cap, one of my main partners in comedy. But these comics will show you, like, to me, comedians are like like they like the nucleus of our culture. You feel me?
Right.
When you look at 85 South or all these different podcasts that's popping right now with comedy, specifically comedy, you know what I'm saying? It's like that because we need to laugh. And they also gonna tell the truth in a funny way and all.
It's always the truth and the joke.
Yeah. So I rock with comedians. I feel like they tell what's going on in the culture at the time. So, you know, when it comes to local, I be rocking with a lot of these comedians that been doing comedy for 20 years, 15 years, and I'm like, they never stop. Ben Drinking gave me one of the best advice, like, you know, work your A while you working your B, while you working your C. You know what I'm saying? Whole time you want your A to work, but like don't stop doing what you doing to make that work. You feel me? Like he was doing comedy, but he was working at Food Line. While he was working at Food Line, one of his partners opened a landscaping business, so he just helped his partner do his landscaping business. His landscaping and his comedy started taking off to the point where he could start Food Line. You know what I'm saying? So now we witnessing like he on the brink of like greatness. You feel me? He 40-something years old, and if he would have stopped or worried about what somebody think about him, he wouldn't have the impact he have right now to be talking or speaking to the next possible Tupac or Nipsey right here. You feel me? Like I don't carry myself lightly of what I can do or what I'm able to accomplish. And you know, walking in Christ and being vocal about that, I can be even more greater than, you know, what the next man did. So I don't compare myself either. You feel me? So it's just like I shout these people out to let them know, like, keep doing what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? And I give witness to like what people did. Like don't never look at death as like the end of something. You feel me? Because like, you feel me? That's just the beginning for a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? If it wasn't for that, we wouldn't know about a lot of these people. You get what I'm saying? So we can't be afraid. Another thing with business owners, like entrepreneurship is like guts and glory. Like you only gonna get what you put in. You feel me? So if you don't go all out with that jump, you gonna regret. You gonna wish you would have did something this way or that way. Like, but when you go all in, leave it on the floor. Like I'm big on basketball. Leave it on the floor, 100%. You feel 110 really. And once you do that, and trust me, somebody gonna remember. Like people still think I'm a basketball legend. Like, you still play basketball? I'm like, dude, I ain't played basketball in like 5 years, and I ain't played for real since I was like 16. You know what I'm saying? But I did enough with basketball at the size and the stature I was to make people remember. Like, yo, he ain't playing. You know what I'm saying? Same with life. You feel me?
You know what you put in.
Facts.
So a question: What events do you have coming up?
Comedy show, Saturday. February 19th, this Saturday coming up. You can get the tickets. Stay Up Not Down comedy tour. I call it the comedy tour because we gonna pretty much just keep it going, go to different places. This is the second wave of it. The first one was in December. The second one right here is February, and it's rescheduled from January because we had a death, close person to us, so we had to like reschedule it. But yeah, February 19th, we got Nick Lewis and we got karaoke along with the comedy. So, you know, we're going to have some, you know, live karaoke. You can just come up there and do your thing. We got a dope DJ Energizer. He big on karaoke, so all the karaoke people rock with him. Also, Hood Rich grand opening that same day, during the daytime. So we're going to be there.
It's 2 p.m., right?
Yeah, 2 p.m. Yeah, I'm helping manage with my sis, with Kim. So like, basically Urban Renaissance and Hood Rich combining.
Collaboration.
Yeah, so, and that's dope for the East Side for real, because like we already been talking, but we're gonna do some crazy stuff with the youth. Yeah. And it's kismet. You know what I'm saying? Like fate. Like we gonna do it. You know what I'm saying? And just being around her, I'm inspired. You know what I'm saying by what she's doing. So February 19th, this Saturday. Those are the main things coming up. And then like next month, March, I do youth basketball camps and stuff like that. So we're gonna have a basketball camp.
No, because I had put my son in the Y and I paid $118 and they didn't even have a coach.
Oh, let me tell
So
you.
like, and they won't give me my money back. So I just am so pissed with that. And I need a coach for him because he needs somebody that's gonna be on his ass.
Let me tell y'all something about that. We about to just put a whole end to that whole paying for your child to play. We're gonna create a system. I already designed it. So you feel me? It's already in motion. We gonna create a system where kids get paid to play basketball.
I was looking for it. Well, I was looking for where you didn't have to pay. You just, those community, like some community thing. Like
Now
that.
I'm only gonna be able to take like max 75 kids starting out, but I'm taking ages 5 to 10, and we're gonna start a basketball. It's gonna be a league. You know what I'm saying? I already been talking to certain schools. Just try to get it at schools so it'd be easier to like have a place for the kids to come.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we're gonna do that. Like kids don't get paid to play because at the end of the day, like we was kid phenoms, if you would. If we would have had cameras on us back then, we would be phenoms. You know what I'm saying?
And what's dope with you paying them to play is now, like before when you was trying to get like not drafted, but like when you trying to go to college, you couldn't take the things that they were giving you.
Right.
But now you can.
Right.
Like if they offering you money or cars or whatever it is, you can take the stuff now.
Facts.
So that's dope that you're paying them to play.
Yeah.
Well, you ain't gonna pay him because he ain't that great yet, but he will be.
That's the thing. We wanna like teach kids like how to monetize, but use your gift to pay you. You know what I'm saying? That's what I do with barbering. It pay me. That's my gift. I do that for free, but people pay me to do it. So with basketball, it should be an incentive for kids. You getting up, you working out, you doing this, you doing that. You got a bank account. So when you come to this game, you know what I'm saying? We didn't raise money. We didn't did because we can fundraise. It's nothing to have a car wash and make like money for these kids to play. I don't get why we making them pay $118. I mean, I get it because of the scarcity of funds, but I don't get it because like when we was growing up, it was free. You can go play. You know what I'm saying? If you was nice, you definitely gonna get it. You know what I'm saying? So.
I really don't understand why I paid for it. I ain't even got no coach.
They didn't tell you when you paid that they didn't have a coach?
No, it was the first day of practice I found out that there was no coach. And then a dad stepped up that coaches soccer, stepped up to coach basketball, but I played soccer. So like the way that he was like having the people like, what is it called? Like set up on the court was the same way he would do it. Because in soccer you do it in L's.
Yeah.
So that's the same way that he was having them do it with basketball. And I was just like, what did I pay for? I was pissed.
Yeah. We're going to get into that, though.
Yeah, that's dope, though. Definitely will be one of the kids coming. We'll drive right from Winston.
I'm going to say this. This is no shade to nobody. I feel like this interview and Kim's was probably my favorite interview that we've had since we've been doing the show.
We love the rest of you guys though, but yeah.
Yeah, me and
it was
like eye-opening and enlightening and shit.
Yeah.
It's like,
I mean, it's just different vibes though.
Right.
Yeah.
Me and Kim come from the same cloth, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
Straight up.
It's an east side thing.
Yeah.
I feel
I
like.
can dig it. I like it.
Thing.
I'm from the West. Well, I'm not from Philadelphia.
West
West Philadelphia.
We grew up like that though, like we knew early on, you know what I'm saying? You mentioned the shot, like we all knew early on, Corey, all us like we gonna do something. Like Kim was selling t-shirts in like 7th grade, white tees, you know what I'm saying? So to see her turn into a brand worldwide was, nationally known, like that's dope.
It'd be like that. So I know young boy was selling candy in high school and shit like he's out here doing shit like that. It was always them people. You had to get with like-minded people too.
And that's why, like, if you read the misstatement, it say like-minded individuals. Like, you know what I'm saying? You got to be around people. And I rock with, like, Corey Arvinger, Nehemiah, David, all them people that's, like, doing stuff with the social media right now. And you, like, they like-minded individuals. You know what I'm saying? They all in Atlanta doing their thing, but we could do the same thing in Winston, same thing in Greensboro, same thing. You know what I'm saying? We can maximize, optimize, use everything we got, and make this a whole gold mine.
Network is... So network is your network is your network.
Network is your network.
I like that.
It is.
So tell the people where to find you.
Oh, you can go on Instagram if you with that type of swag, and we at _urban, URBAN urban _Renaissance. If y'all can't spell it, that's RENAISSANCE _culture. You can go there. You can go Facebook, Urban Renaissance Culture. And yeah, the website is www.urbanrc.org, and you can go there.
And how do they book you if they want their haircut?
Booking? Yeah, when you go on the website, urbanrc.org, it's a link under Teflon Blade Grooming, because that's where I do my personal stuff. But you can see the link to our barbershop, Urban Renaissance by Prestige. Or you can just go on Facebook, Urban Renaissance by Prestige, find all our details. Google Urban Renaissance by Prestige. Like I said, that's a joint venture between me, Prestige Barber College. So we got a bunch of barbers, you know, that we're going to have a cycle coming out. They're going to probably be working at Urban Renaissance by Prestige or Hood Ridge. We trying to take what we doing, obviously, to like another city, maximize that. So, yeah, go to Prestige Barber College, and then, you know, once you get in there, we'll make it the way to where you might be in Atlanta working, Charlotte working, one of those things, Virginia, something like that. And then I ain't mentioned this, but, you know, with the agriculture, we're going to be into the hemp. You know what I'm saying? So, I believe personally, like, you know, we could do a lot with hemp as far as like concrete. We can build houses with it. We can make clothes out of it. Yep. We can heal diseases with it.
Right.
So
actually, going to start putting hemp in some of my hair product. I'm gonna start putting it in because I met someone that actually was putting in their hair product, and it was helping people with migraines and stuff. Yeah.
That's what's up.
Yeah,
it's definitely a healing plant. We got a bunch of herbs that we should be learning about. So I want to be like into that as I get older, you know, and fizzle out of my community work. I want to get into like herbs and plants and stuff like that. Like when I was going to South Africa, when I had picked my classes out because I was going to study abroad, all of them was like in agriculture, herbs and stuff like that. And then I got connected through Nashad to this dude named Wandile C. Lobo. But he in Africa, in South Africa. But he like the, let me get his name right. He was the chief of commerce for business and agriculture. You know what I'm saying? So he like talked about what the condition of South Africa was as far as agriculture, because that's their biggest export. You know, they put their money out. I mean, they get their money from what they export. So when he go and tweet something, it's like they retweet it as a country. So he was like that dude, and he like our age, but he been in like every level of college you can go to. So you know, I met him through Nashad. So
that's what's up.
Rocking with him, man, I still tap into what's going on across the seas, and you know, we got a lot of stuff we can do over here, just making our diaspora connections. You know what I'm saying? For sure.
Facts. Well, we really appreciate the interview.
Oh, yeah.
We're about to move on to the segment. It's a Black Excellence segment.
For sure.
So
I appreciate y'all having me.
We definitely appreciate
you coming
y'all.
through, dropping those jewels.
Definitely dropping jewels.
Y'all keep doing what y'all doing. And yeah, come out to the comedy show this Saturday.
Oh yeah, definitely tell them again.
February 19th. Doors open at 7. It's at the Donicon Center on East Wendover. If you just Google Donicon Event Center, we'll see.
Who's gonna be performing?
Nick Lewis. He's a heavyweight comic, but he's older than our generation. So a lot of people from our older generation know him. I cater to like 30 and up. So, you know what I'm saying? It ain't a bunch of young guys. Now, I do have some young comedians like Quan You So Stupid, Jawan Cap, and people like that that's younger. Major Keys, shout out to her. It's a bunch of young comics that I rock with. But, like, I definitely like that older generation. That's what I tap into. So, 30 and up. But you can be 25, 21, whatever if you come. But the vibe's going to be aunties and...
I just figured out our demographic, too, for our show. Sure. Our demographic is crazy because it's like 25 to 35.
Yeah.
That's our demographic.
Yeah. That's dope. So, yeah, y'all come out this Saturday at 7 o'clock. Doors open, 8 o'clock, show start. It's going to be karaoke and comedy.
That's it.
All right, on to the Black Excellence.
Appreciate y'all.
You don't have to leave.
Oh, I
want
gotta
to
go?
No.
Oh.
Unless you
Unless you ready to slide.
We about to finish it. So.
Yeah, we about to finish in a little bit because we're running over. So.
Yeah, we're just doing the Black
But we definitely feel like you should be here
I
for
talk
Black
a lot,
Excellence.
so my
No, we need it.
No, it's cool, right?
Yeah.
It is great. We think you should be here for the Black Excellence. We might add you to the list.
Black Excellence. This is the logo for Black Excellence.
But the first excellence is for Kim
So the
Moffitt.
first, you said who?
Kim Moffitt.
Exactly.
Okay.
All right. So yeah, first Black Excellence person.
Where we kind of spoke about.
Go ahead, say it again. The opening date and everything.
Yeah, her opening date is this Saturday at 2 p.m. And the address is.
Do y'all have it? I can just read it. If not.
622 North English Street, Greensboro, North Carolina 27405. She will start taking people for service on Tuesday, February 22nd.
This is just an opening event. You know what I mean, go out, show her some love. Definitely one of the first and foremost, the first person on the Black Excellence list.
Right.
Our second one, we got Joshua Beckford. He's the youngest to attend Oxford University. He is 6 years old.
Oh, that's
6
wild.
years old.
That's wild.
Yeah,
That's
right.
crazy.
Super genius.
He's like super smart.
My son was even.
That's dope.
What was my son doing at
And
6?
And the last person we have is Erin Jackson, a black woman named Erin Jackson, won gold in speed skating today.
The first black woman in history to win
Right.
swim speed.
I've seen that too.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
Kudos to her.
Right.
And she is body.
Yeah.
I cannot. All right, so before we end the podcast, I do want to bring up one thing. It is a petition that we have for Tamika Drummer. She is a 46-year-old inmate who's been locked up since she was 34. She was sentenced to life for having less than 2 ounces of weed in Mississippi. So we are trying to get that petition signed, so therefore we can get her out. If anyone, if everyone watching or will be watching, could please find it on our page. It's pinned to the top of our page and sign that petition to get her out.
Right.
Thanks. Anybody else got anything you want to say? Gotta play the outro.
I definitely appreciate you for coming here. You dropped a lot of Jews, you know. Your whole spirit was perfect. Yeah, it's good to have good energy here. You know?
It's also great to have someone that's conscious.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
That's dope.
Yeah, I definitely appreciate
y'all.
Yeah.
Y'all dope. I really see y'all like prospering with what y'all doing.
Thank
You know what I'm saying?
We
Like,
appreciate you.
pray together. You feel me?
Woo!
Like, straight up, y'all got something that's golden. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And to have 4 people with the like mind, like that's nothing to just play with. You feel me?
Right.
So take y'all doing serious. And take it where it gotta go. Like, don't be afraid to step out. Like, go to Atlanta, go to Charlotte, go to big cities.
That's on the list. It's our This is our vision board.
And I'm definitely like rocking with y'all. Like, anything I do, I'm gonna invite y'all out to do a live showing. You feel me?
Oh no, we don't keep in contact anyway, cause you already invited.
We got plans for viewers on there.
Y'all there for real, and it's crazy because like I went to school for film, so my mind worked like Spike Lee. I just see production and stuff like that in my head, and y'all got something dope.
Appreciate you.
Yeah, I get a building for y'all. You know what I'm saying? Because I be on my entrepreneur. Like that's how I think.
Yeah.
Create a space where everybody comes. So that's really my goal.
That'll be dope.
We be over at the audience. And
Yeah.
have little fake slaps.
That's one of my goals with my nonprofit is to create spaces like a community center for people to be able to come. I know they was doing it what Nipsey was doing in LA with the Vector 90. They was creating a workspace for people to be able to do their thing.
And it's
like
dope because it gets people out of trouble. It gives people something to do.
Yeah.
It's dope. That's really dope.
And you think you a kid and you about to get into some mess versus I can go over, even if I get in trouble, I got something to fall on.
Right. And it's something that can be intriguing. Just like you say, you got the production type on. Somebody may come in here and be like, yo, I want to see how the camera works. I want to see if I can get the sound of it. Like,
everybody want that camera. And like your phone is a camera now.
Yeah.
We record on
everybody got their own thing that they want to do and do. So it's like, let's just shine light on that.
You have interns come in, look.
So, look, you already on page.
Right.
You already on page.
All right. So we're gonna do the outro song. It is Panda, a Jamaican
Panda
artist.
Boss.
Panda Boss, a Jamaican artist, and the song is Digger. And you said it means gold digger?
Yeah.
Okay.
Go with digger.
He Jamaican. Okay. It said no. You done played it too many times today.
Your phone was disrespectful, though.
Gold digger, yo.
Go digger, y'all.
Yeah, and you still want more. And you still want more. And you still want more. It's like I want to have soul. Remember with my zip back and talk about my goals. You know she wet like outside my store. My mind like can buy you the painted bags at the store. And the house and the car you want for one. But my come with a lot of love. You want beautiful soul. So it's a girl that's divine and pure. And me and with you, you talk about the big ballers. The one to drive the Benz, to carry the big ballers. And the shot callers, and the drugs dealers. But because me say Magnum, you want to love me bad. And me into you know the attributes from within. Either you not try, or you just not willing. You know how much the clothes, you see your nails so tight. You know how cook the food, it's like you feel the kitchen, you want Popeyes, Wendy's, KFC, and you want the jewelry, like them Burger King, you go digger, yo.
I'm not going to like, what do you think about acting like that?
I just feel you go digger, yo.
Come on, so bad, but he's talking
You
about
find
nigga.
you before it way too late. You go digger, yo. One more than me have when you play. You go digger, yo.
I think we'll broaden.
My enemy just to get what you want and what you need. Throw away the plastic frame from the picture and get her some gold plated, something richer. Cause if you're broke, she ain't fucking richer. Critically acclaimed, she's a gold digger. She love the body, the 86. She say her feet hurt from walking with her